Last year with total new motorcycle sales, EV motorcycles only had a total of 400 sales. Well, Peter Stevens just dropped their zero motorcycles range and assigned them all to be sold at Pickles Auction, all 400 of them. So selling a year's worth of bikes in the space of 4 days over an auction could have been quite tricky. But some of those results surprised me, some didn't. Let's have a look. Hey everyone, welcome to Roads of Oz. My name is Matt. Zero Motorcycles Australia is pretty much no more. All the Zero motorcycles went on Pickles Auction website and sold on Tuesday night. And this was across Australia. They were available in Altona, Victoria, Milperra in New South Wales, and Western Australia, South Australia and Queensland, and also down in Canberra. There were approximately 400 bikes for sale, ranging from the entry-level S from 2023 right up to the range-topping DSR-X, I think it was, and they were early to mid $40,000. Well, let's have a quick look at how they went. Quick caveat on this, with Pickles website, as soon as the auction finishes, you lose all the data. So all the bikes I saved, as soon as the auction was over, they were gone. So what I was doing, I was taking screenshots a couple of minutes before the auction ended. And as some of you know, with auctions, people like to bid at the last minute. So the prices could have come up. But what I saw was a little more interesting than even what I was expecting. All right, so the 2024 Zero S, which had a 14.4 kilowatt battery, before it went into liquidation, it was approximately $15,000. Well, I found one with about 15 minutes left, went for about $7.5 grand. So at about 50%. Now, the top of the range, the DSR-X, which at the time retailed for $46,800, with 15 minutes left, the bidding was up to $11,400. Ouch, that's about a quarter of the retail value. So I was expecting to see it be about a quarter of their retail value, but the one that surprised me was the 2023 model. Now, some were plated 2024, but the 2023 and the 2024 look very different. And in the S model, they were retailing for 10, and I saw them for as little as 7,000 before the mass exodus. Final bids for those range from about $4.5 grand upwards, which I think that gives you a bit of an indication of where the market was truly at. Now, don't get me wrong, I think some people got this very wrong. Some of them were bidding on bikes, but I don't think they read the description properly. One of the bikes I bid on, which was a 2023 S model, it had a BMS fault, or a battery monitoring system fault. And I could not believe it was only $600 less than one that was running. Now, my opinion is they didn't read the fine print and totally missed that. So I'm expecting to be some good deals on Facebook Marketplace in the next 3 to 4 weeks. And it didn't take long. I already seen one of the bikes that was sold at auction is already on Facebook Marketplace, when they would have paid about $4.5 grand, and they've already advertised it for about 7, 8. So what Peter Stevens has actually done is conducted the most expensive market research for EV motorcycles. Now, this is a great opportunity for an importer that wants to bring in EV motorcycles. If they were to go to Pickles and pay the money to get the auction results, this would give them some really good guidance on what people are prepared to pay for an EV motorcycle. My opinion is Zero got it very wrong, or for that fact, the importer got it very wrong. Clearly there's a demand because every one of those motorcycles sold, but it all come down to price. And in the Australian market, there is no way people are going to pay top dollar for a bike. And even though they're saving on not spending the money on fuel, the return on investment is just far too great. It's 4, 5, maybe even 6 years before you even break even. And that is really costing you money, whether it be in interest repayments or the loss of interest from your savings. It just didn't work. But if they get the pricing right, clearly there's a market. If 400 bikes can sell over a 4-day period, it is possible. And that's the question importers have to ask themselves. Who's this bike marketed at, and what is its direct internal combustion engine competition? And if it's half the price of an EV, why would you bother? The value just isn't there. Anyway, thanks very much for watching. Keep an eye on Facebook Marketplace if you're in Australia. There's going to be a heap of EVs come up for sale. And if you like this vid, check out some other videos right here.